What is up, guys? Sin Priest from Team Sinister bringing you guys another video on the Division, and I'm going to show you guys my DPS build I run in the Dark Zone and the build I run in PvE. So as you can see, we have 200 to 1000 primary DPS, 30,000 health, very squishy, and around 15k skill power. The reason why we have low skill power is because we have no skills that really scale off electronics that really matter. Like we don't have any healing abilities on. We're not gonna have any damage abilities on. Any abilities like the sticky bomb. We have strictly buffs. Nothing but buffs on this when we run PvE. So I'm gonna show you guys the PvE, the way I run PvE first, and then I'll show you guys what I run when I run PvP. So we're gonna start off with the chest piece. We're gonna get a high-end chest that has the robust talent, increase armor while in cover by 45%. So we're very squishy, 30k health. And we're not focused on self-healing through abilities, because when we run PvE, we're going to make sure we have a dedicated healer, someone with high electronics and high skill who can spam great heals, who we can stay and we can rely on to heal ourselves and whatnot. So that's why we're not going to focus on any health. We're going to focus on damage mitigation. So we're running the robust talent, increase armor while in cover by 45%, hopefully getting us to the hard cap on weapon damage mitigation. Next is the mask. High-end mask with the refresh talent. All healing is improved by 30% when in the last health segment. So as you guys know, your health is broken into 3 segments on your HUD, and when you're in the last segment of health, 1/3 of health left, popping a med kit will be improved by 30%. The heal you get back from the med kit. So that's why we're running this. Remember, no healing skills. We're running strictly on mitigation and strictly on relying on med kits. So refreshed is our mask talent. Our knee pads doesn't really matter. I haven't found any good talents for the knee pads yet, but the ones I'm running is headshot kills grant credits. So whenever you get a headshot kill, you get some nice some credits back. I'm pretty sure when you're in the Dark Zone, you do get some DZ funds. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Going to the backpack, we have a tactical pack, high end, with the relentless talent. 3% of damage dealt by skills is returned as healing. Now, I did not want this talent. I would rather go with the specialized talent, where it adds 13% of firearms and stamina to skill power. But if I run with this, I lose some DPS, and I really want to focus on DPS. Even if I would put a weapons mod on it, it would still have lower DPS, and I want to stay above the 200k mark. So we're gonna sacrifice the talent for some DPS. The gloves, we have gloves with a pretty good talent. I want to get this talent, and I got it on the first craft that I did. The first 3 bullets of a magazine have a 9.5% higher crit chance. So this build is a crit build, focusing on SMG crit damage and crit chance. And with this talent, it brings us near the hard cap of the crit chance. Crit chance is hard capped at 60%, so this brings us around, I think, 59, if not 60. For the holster, we do have another high-end holster with a steadfast talent. Health regeneration kicks in twice as fast while in cover. So remember, we have no healing, so we're gonna use this talent to excuse me. We're gonna use this talent to heal ourselves while we're running missions, and hopefully when we run the next dungeon or whatever they fucking call it when that comes out. So this is the talent steadfast. Going with our weapons, the sidearm, it doesn't really matter what sidearm you have. Personally, I think sidearms are a waste of time. The only sidearms I think you would ever run, I would personally run, would probably be just a sawed-off because of the damage it does. It has a great burst damage. The Damascus, I just crafted it because I wanted to have all high-end, but a sidearm doesn't really matter. Going to my primary weapon, I do have the Vector 45 ACP. This is a craftable weapon. I crafted like 8 vectors, and I got a really lucky roll, and this is what I got. So 11.7k base damage with the magazine and all that. It does 967 RPM in a 40 round mag. But the talents is what I love about it. So the first talent is brutal, increase headshot damage by 24. Second talent is deadly, increase crit hit damage by 26. And the talent that's already unlocked is fierce, increase the crit chance by 8% with this weapon. So it's a very, very lucky roll and a very great vector. It allows me to do a lot of damage, and I couldn't ask for anything else. So the secondary, we'll go to secondary weapon. I do have the tactical MK16. Sometimes I switch back between the black market AK and the MK16 because they do roughly about the same amount of damage, but I simply chose the MK16 because the way it looks, it's the aesthetics and shit. So it's up to you, whatever. I would prefer you guys, if you guys try to run this build, you guys run an AR for that medium range combat. I would run the Caduceus, but I do more damage with the MK16. Caduceus can't go wrong. One reason I don't run it, excuse me, because I do less damage with this Caduceus than I do with the MK16. And the talents require a high electronics. And with this build, I'm not running high electronics, I'm not running high health, so I won't be able to get those talents that you need for the Caduceus to be any good. And if you guys are running about all the mods I'm running on these, they're all firepower mods, firearms mods, increase the DPS. And if you guys are wondering about the vector mods, I do have a craftable scope. You can buy this blueprint up in the special gears vendor. In the base ops, it does give me headshot damage and crit chance. I'm running extended mags with 102% magazine size and increased rate of fire. I'm running a vertical grip for stability and accuracy, and a muzzle brake for more crit damage and more stability. If you guys want to know about the MK16 mods, I do have another craftable scope, headshot damage, accuracy, craftable magazine, magazine size and rate of fire. I do have a craftable hand stop. These are all, I purchased all these blueprints in the special gear vendor in the base ops. Actually, initial bullet stability on this hand stop, and the compensator I think was a pickup, horizontal stability and critical hit chance. So very nice. I would put this on my vector, but it is a large, it does not fit on the vector. Vector requires small muzzle brakes, so I lucked out. I'm still looking for a high-end compensator for my vector. So that's it for the gear. Let's go with the abilities. So for PvE, you want to run, well, I'm personally running Smart Cover for the increased damage. I'm running the mod, the Trapper mod. Increases damage by 50%, very good. According to the tooltip, it's equal to the Tactical Link ability, the signature skill, your ultimate for the Tech Wing. It is equivalent to the damage. So if Tactical Link gives you 50%, you can't go wrong with getting a free ability that gives you, or a cheaper ability that gives you 50% damage. And since we're running a crit build, we're running Pulse. Pulse increases our crit chance by 22%, getting us that high crit chance, and increases our crit damage by 44, giving us a shit ton of crit damage. Remember, my build is focusing around crit chance and crit damage, which is why I do a lot of damage. And with the talents, so the first talent is critical save. Use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40%. Remember, we have that talent on one of our armor pieces that your healing is increased by 30% when in low health. So we get a great heal from the medkit, and we get 40% damage resistance if we pop it. If we pop the medkit at the last segment of health. So very good to have. Next we have Tactical Advance. Complete a cover-to-cover move to increase weapon damage by 2% per meter covered for 10 seconds. So the way we set up is before we engage the boss, you would get behind cover, and you would do a cover-to-cover movement by holding A to the next cover to increase your damage by the meters covered, and that increases your DPS by a shit ton as well. Next we have the one is none, headshot a hostile to have 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. This is a great, very, very, very great talent because it technically increases our magazine size by 50%, or a chance to increase it, a 50% chance to double the magazine size. So that's very good to have. And the last one we have is precision. Headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. Now, this is a very overpowered talent in my opinion because it increases your crit damage by 25%. Now, it doesn't stack with pulse because it grants you pulse, but if you proc this talent before activating pulse, it'll stack. But if you have pulse activated already and then you proc this talent, they will not stack. So it's a very great talent to have to increase your crit damage. I do not know if it increases your crit chance because it doesn't reflect on the character sheet when it does proc if that it makes any changes. It just shows that you have it procced on your HUD, but it doesn't update live. Your character sheet doesn't update it live, so that's what really sucks. But I do know, I did some math. You can trust me, just trust me. Increases crit damage by 25%. Now, so let me go ahead and show you guys the talent. So this is, as you see on the bottom, the talent has procced. I do a 60k critical headshot, so 60k to the head and 53 before it procs. So just to show you guys that how much damage it does. Remember, I'm not activating pulse. That was all done without pulse activated. This is all off this talent's proc. So gonna unequip it. I do 53,000 headshot when it crits. So when it crits, I do 53,000. And as you guys saw, when it procs, when I have the talent on, it increases my headshot crit damage by a shit ton. So go ahead and proc it for you guys. See, procs 60,000 easy. Now, so remember, so as you can see, it's, let me reload real quick. I don't know why I didn't reload. So when you proc it and then pop pulse, it'll stack. As long as it's active, it'll stack. But if you try to pop pulse before you proc it, it's not gonna stack. So if I were to pulse now, and then proc it, it's not gonna stack because technically pulse is already active. But if you activate the talent, if you proc the talent before activating pulse, it will stack. So it's pretty cool. So if I do it right now, so let me show you guys. I'm gonna pop pulse. Let's say he's scanned, and I pop that. It's not gonna proc. As you can see, it did not proc. So that's the way that goes. And for the talent on, let me go talk. So this talent that I have, increase armor while in cover by 45%. So I'm in cover right now, so I'm gonna show you guys the survivability sheet. Let's see, where is it? Where's the armor? There you go. Sorry. So armor mitigation mitigates 65% weapon damage. I think that's the hard cap. That is the hard cap for weapon damage mitigation. So while I'm in cover, I've already reached the hard cap. I can't mitigate anymore. So while I'm in this, that's it. I'm already, while in cover, I'm mitigating 65% weapon damage. Now that's a lot. Now stack it with the Trapper mod. You get damage resistance and damage bonus. So you'll be doing extra damage. So I'm hitting for 90k headshots. 90k headshots. So I have damage, I have weapon resistance and damage resilience. I think they're two different things, I'm pretty sure. The Trapper mod does not update the survivability sheet. So you get damage resilience, I think, or one of these. The way they have this is just crazy. But so with the Trapper mod, you focus on damage mitigation. So we have no healing abilities. We have straight damage mitigation and damage output. So that's what this build is all about. And for the ultimate ability or the signature skill, no introduction. If you're running DPS, you want to do as much DPS as possible. Running Tactical Link. Running Tac Link for the extra 50%. So stack Tac Link with Trapper mod and Pulse. We're doing a shit ton of damage. I'll demonstrate with you guys right now. We're going to pop Trapper mod, pop that buff, pop Pulse. We're hitting for almost 150k headshots when it crits, and we have a high crit chance. Let me show you guys the crit chance right now. We do have a, with 60% crit chance, and with the Trapper mod, we have 20k weapon damage, 117% critical hit damage, 144% headshot damage. So very, very strong crit build. And so that's it for the PvE. If you guys want to run this build in PvP, the small changes you would have to do is swap out this armor for a chest piece with the talent Vigorous. Now, since you're very squishy, you don't want to be squishy in PvP because there's a lot of tough guys out there. So you want to run a chest piece that grants overheals to all healing skills. Now what this would do is you also want to change out the trapper mod, the smart cover for the booster shot heal. Now what this does, what that chest piece talent does, it grants you a small overshield. As you can see, the green bar over my health. Since you're very squishy, this technically gives you extra health. So when you're running in PvP, instead of just 30k flat health, you know you're gonna have an extra amount of health stacked on top of that to keep you more, to give you more sustain when you're trying to play in PvP. Because last thing you want to do is get one shot in PvP. So what you always want to do is want to make sure you're running a chest piece that grants overheals to all healing abilities. So whenever you're in some tough shit before you start an engagement with another player, you want to make sure you pop your overheal. So you have that safe thought that you're not running at 30k health, you're running at 30k plus some extra, maybe even 10k. I don't know if there's a cap to how much overheal you can have, but if there isn't, then we're getting an extra 16k health. So we're running at 46, almost 50k. If there is a cap, then I wish they would tell us, because I have no idea if there's a cap on overheal. If there wasn't, if you guys want to, you guys can run the overdose to give you guys more extra heal, to give you guys an extra 28,000. Still, once again, I don't know if there's a cap on overheal, if there's a hard cap or a soft cap or whatever on the overheal, but as we know it, to make you feel safe, to give you that peace of mind, run an overheal ability. So an overheal talent and run a healing ability to give you that extra health. And in a dark zone, so in dark zone you want to switch to a heal ability, switch out smart cover, switch that out for first aid, and switch off tactical link for survivor link. That will grant you extra sustain in any fights in the dark zone. So pretty sure I covered everything. If I did not, go ahead and leave a comment below on what you think I missed out on, and if you guys need any help and whatnot, feel free to ask, man. So I hope you guys did enjoy my DPS build, running 200k DPS, 200 plus K, and 30k health. So hope you guys do enjoy. I'm gonna catch you guys later.